gathered everybody here today to address a problem that we might arise in the future concerning the turf that we have. So, after speaking to Speedy, he said that him selling on the block was pushing down the other group's strain because the other group wasn't selling anymore and a different strain was being pushed, right? That's the way he explained it. So that means that when the Vargos finally get their house and their PC set up and they want to have their own strain, it's going to conflict with our strain and we're going to have to move turf because, you know, that was the agreement we had, right? So me and Naked spoke about it and it's like, we're thinking, is it best for us to wait until that happens or get up and move now? Because the longer we wait, there's going to be more people out there looking for turf, right? And there's only so much turf you can have.
Okay. I think on my behalf, it makes sense to probably look for new turf now because...
Well, sorry, go ahead.
Well, you continue. It's okay.
Okay, we're not 100% sure that's the issue.
I didn't mean to cut you off. Yeah, so I was just going to say, like, I'm of the opinion that I think a lot of these things are uncertain. Number one, the information is from Speedy. We find know firsthand that his idea of logic is not really actual logic. And there is still a world where two strains can coexist. So, number one, this info could be inaccurate. It likely isn't, but it could be.
It more than likely is accurate though. Like the likelihood of this being accurate, in my opinion, is more than likely is the case. It makes sense, and I mean it's not 100% guaranteed, like AK said, but I think it more than likely is the case.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if yeah. I mean, we could try to think of a solution, but I'm not convinced that it's yet an issue. Is my point, but we can still talk about it for sure.
I think acting early would be good, but I really do think that I mean I really like working with the Vagos, and I think building that relationship has been pretty good for us.
I agree. I like the Vagos too. It just is what it is, you know.
I think Forehead's concern is that if we move on turf later, that's occupied.
Yeah, it might be harder to move there.
Yeah.
Which is so it's just. I don't know what to do.
So
there a limit on how many groups can sell at a certain turf or what?
That we don't know.
No, I mean I don't think that. Okay, the issue is not about how many groups can sell on the turf. The issue is the strain gets fucked if there's more than one strain being sold on the turf. You see what I'm saying? So if us and the Vagos are gonna be slinging two different strains, they're gonna collide.
Well, that's the assumption, right?
Yeah, that's the assumption. Yeah. So.
Are we not going to be way too far ahead for that to even bother us once they eventually start their own strain?
Well, so that's kind of the other issue, Lamor. We don't know if, like, hypothetically speaking, let's say we push our strain up on August turf and then we move our strain to a different turf. Does that affect our strain? Is that like, you know what I mean? Like, we have no idea. And we have very limited data. So I think making a decision of like, oh, we should move immediately because that might happen might be a dumb decision. Like there's a lot of variables and we have barely any data, definitely no data that's like 100% confirmed. Everything is just kind of an assumption.
I think what we do is we find out for certain, and once we know for certain, then then I think we make a move because if it's sooner the better, no?
But the only way we can find out for certain is once Vagos start pushing their strain on the turf. That's the only way we can certainly make sure that that's data is verified. Otherwise, it's always going to be word of mouth, and we can't trust that entirely.
Yeah, but if you have the word of mouth from, let's say if I speak to like 2 or 3 different groups that all have the same thing going on, then we know the more than likely that is the case, right? We can be pretty certain.
I have a question. So, like, let's say we move, like, hypothetically, if we move right now, and then another group joins up on that turf, like that new turf, wouldn't we conflict with them as well? We would, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but then we would have to be able to fight them. We can't fight Vagos. Or we don't want to fight Vagos.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the difference.
Yeah. Okay.
But only turf I think that we could go for, and it wouldn't be a big issue, would be like Sandy Shores.
What about a Sega block?
Sega block is Saints.
What about this area?
This area is like crazy. Everyone lives here.
Oh, okay.
The thing is, like, I don't think anyone's slinging here, but there's so many different groups and criminals and shit living here. So let's say we would have this territory found. There's people would kind of, I think what would happen is people would wake up and rob our fucking sellers just for the
Oh.
fuck of it type shit. And it would be
Okay.
really annoying.
Yeah, makes sense.
I mean, the other thing about Slane and Sandy Shores is kind of, it is far from the city.
I mean, if you ever, I mean, what do you guys think? What's a better turf? I mean, I'm just looking at it,
To
right?
be honest,
Nah, I think you're right. I'm sorry. Go
I
ahead.
think it would be good to stick with the Vagos for now, honestly.
I mean, I want to
Because,
stick with them too. I do. I want to, but the reality is, right?
I know, but I'm saying like when the time comes, they're still really far away, right? With their progression. So I think
I
we
would
stick
say a
here
week
for
out.
now.
A week
Oh,
and a half.
only
I
a
think
week?
it's long. I think it's longer than a week.
It just depends how much they're willing to like fucking. I don't know. Maybe a week, maybe 2.
I don't think they
Okay.
are, to be 100% honest. If I'm gonna be, I saw a bunch of Vagos doing lumber shit yesterday, which means they probably putting their desks together or some shit.
Would it be
Yeah, and then they have
bad
to
if
mine and they have to buy the apps. Like it's like a lot to sync.
Well,
What's
the thing
the,
is,
like-
they could buy Buckcoin though, right?
Yeah,
well, what's the negative side of us eventually slinging Vagos's shit when they do have it all set up?
They're not gonna want us to do that.
Yeah, they're gonna want to
Oh,
have
really?
their
Okay.
so they're gonna want to have their own block, and they want to have their app filled up with all their members. That's gonna be their goal. It's
Oh,
a
okay.
Southside gang. They're gonna want to
Okay.
I
operate.
mean, we don't even have our own strain yet.
Yeah, I feel like they're really far off.
I don't
Considering
know.
we're not even there yet.
But I mean, buying Buckcoin is a reality.
Yeah,
They
and
could
Buckcoin
buy
prices
that
have
shit.
dropped.
The other thing is you need to think about the numbers they have as well. We can't compare them to us because we I mean, let's say this is us right here, six people. I mean, granted, we got Des too, but if they got fucking 15 motherfuckers coming around and fucking busting their ass, I don't think they're more than a week off. I could be wrong. But I mean, imagine the manpower we got versus the manpower they got.
Madika's not
And
wrong. They got a bunch of new handguns. If those handguns start busting their ass, now they have something to bust their ass for. They could get there real quick, you know.
Yeah, and the other
But
thing
you're
is,
also, here's the issue with all of this data that we're talking about is it's all based on assumptions. You're assuming that everybody's doing the most that they can. If we look at every person as a resource, if every person in this group was seen as a resource that utilized 100% of their potential 100% of the time, we would be way ahead of anyone else. But we're not. So I don't think the assumption should be made for them that they are.
I mean, just logical. They have more people. They have more manpower,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, but yeah, I get that. But it's still
Yeah, but
the data
they
that
would
we're
be ahead.
utilizing to do this decision making is still based on assumptions. So I don't see that we can be sure of it. If we can make assumptions, yeah, absolutely. But
also, you
it's-
got to think more people, more cost. No,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that too.
I think we
I
just
mean-
run with it. I think we just stick with the Vagos for now and just see where it goes.
I think so too.
I think so. I would like to do that.
And if
They're
shit
also
goes bad in
helping
the
with,
future,
um,
I mean,
then
like
we'll-
we do have that guarantee from them,
Hmm.
which I think they would uphold their word. Is like whenever it does
Yeah.
come down to it, they'll help us take new turf. But then we're gonna have the problem of holding that turf ourselves because I don't think they're gonna hold the turf with us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we can deal with that.
Yeah,
when we get
that's
there.
on the
I
line.
don't
Obviously,
think.
that's on the line.
Yeah. But I think, in my opinion, we just stay with this for now. And if the strains become an issue and they're like, yo, you guys are going to have to move turf, then we figure out what turf we want to move in. It's probably either going to be Aztecas or Sandy. I mean, probably that's going to be it.
Sandy's already taken.
Um, Yeah, but fucking.
Yeah, but who
we
the
just
fuck
fine
lives
deal
in
with that.
Sandy?
Well, I mean, somebody's already selling up there.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
So there are some pros with Sandy being outside. I mean, I'm not worried about whoever chose to sell in Sandy. If they're selling in Sandy, they're probably small fish as well. Is my assumption. But again,
Yeah.
there's also another pro with Sandy is that there are no houses available in Sandy, meaning those houses likely at some point will go up on the market, meaning we can buy into Sandy.
Not wrong.
But I mean, based on what is available, the likely options that we will take is either Azteca or Sandy, I assume, right?
I don't think we can take it. Azteca. Wait, what is that classed as? Because the Azteca one's behind the old gas station.
second, like,
The Saints gonna want that.
Fudge, right?
yeah, but it's El Burro Heights is what it is. So Cypress Flats is down kind of just north
No,
of the dock.
Azteca's not Fudge Lane. Azteca's like literally around the corner from like.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's below Olympic Freeway.
What, really?
Yeah. That's
Oh,
Azteca.
You
okay.
positive?
That's a
I mean, we
sticker
could go
block.
find the guy over there.
Okay, I thought it was east, but it could be right. It doesn't matter though. It's irrelevant. The point is like, yeah, then we would have to fucking roll with the Saints, I guess.
I mean, yeah, just a question of I think we wait it out too. We just do this until the Vargos get there, and then we actually do have to move. It wouldn't be a bad thing to be prepared for the move, though. You know what I mean?
To know where we wanna go next. You're right.
But so now we just stick it with them, and then my only concern with all of this, I'm not even tripping about like having to take new turf or whatever. I feel like we'll figure that out when we get to that. My only concern is that if we start pushing our strain and then we have to move block and that fucks us and sets us back a bunch, that would kind of suck. But if
Yeah.
that happens, then that happens.
That might happen, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that's just gonna have to be how it be.
Yeah, speculation once again. So we'll only see if we actually have to move.
That's the problem,
Yeah, yeah.
right? A lot of this is just speculation, but it more than likely will happen, right? But we know it's not 100% certain it is gonna happen. But